Good afternoon. It's a little bit cold today in Chicago. Hope everyone's doing okay. I said in the last video that there was some decisions to be made about these cases. So I'm on my way up to Scooterworks to see Ken because decisions have been made. So come on, let's check it out.
Hey guys, Ken from Scooterworks. If you've been following Ben's video, you see that he opened up his engine, found some gremlins he wasn't very happy with. So he got in touch with me and we worked with Pinasco. We put together an amazing kit for him that is going to be very powerful and still very streetable. So hang tight and we're going to show you what he got. So we're going to start with the engine cases here. These things are a thing of beauty. So Ben decided to go with a more conventional setup because he wanted to have the carburetor sit in the standard position. So this guy, as you can see here, has the reblock built into the block, so it's not breathing through the cylinder, and it has the big bore manifold set up already. Also, too, later on for tuning purposes, if you wanted to do any custom machine work, which we're not going to need to, we're going to basically do a straight plug-and-play build, but you can see this larger block up here, this gusset, is set up for some serious machining. This is also set up for a water pump, too, if you ever wanted to go liquid-cooled, which is pretty wild. So the case on these things, you can see the color of it is beautiful, the thickness of the case is fantastic, and the machining on them is gorgeous. They also feel a little bit on the heavier side, but you can tell that the alloy is a little more denser alloy than what a standard case would be. And if you look at the graining of the case too, you can see that it's a pressure cast setup, so it gives you a lot more strength. So the next part up we're going to show you is the cylinder kit. So Ben decided to go with the Zuera 60mm 145cc kit. It's the Zuera RR setup. Now this one is not set up with reeds in the block because he has the engine cases that have the reed block built in, but it still has some amazing features. So as you can see, it's a ceramic coated cylinder with a Nika seal liner. Okay, it's running the short skirt because it's running the very big bore setup of being a 60mm, so they needed the space so there is no skirt. Really cool setup. Then the cylinder head has what they call an 8-point mounting setup. It has 4 studs that go through from the engine case out, and then 4 bolts that come back through the cylinder, so the cylinder head into the cylinder. So then you add the recessed groove that Pinasco does to keep them from shifting, and you get a really tight seal. And since these are higher compression engines, you really need a nice seal like that. It keeps them from shifting, from downshifts, high revs, and that kind of stuff. It's a really cool setup. So then the last thing I want to show you is the piston. And since this is a Zuera kit, it only has a single piston ring for less friction. It still seals very well, but it has less friction, and they also coated the sides of the pistons with ceramic. Again, for high RPM, it'll reduce the friction and let the engine spin a lot more freely. All really cool stuff, and this is going to be a fun engine. I can't wait to hear this thing run. Okay, so the next piece we're going to show you is the crankshaft. Now, I brought the crankcase back up because I wanted to explain something of the how Ben bought it.
Watch me mess Ken up right here.
He bought this as a match set.
Engine. You said crankcase. An engine case.
It is a crankcase. Crankshaft wasn't a crankcase.
Oh, okay. My bad for messing
Yeah.
you up.
Yeah, no, it's crankcase. That's where the crank goes in. So
bad.
no worries, no worries.
He recovers very well.
So because crankshaft, crankcase.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So that's all right. So here we go. Let's start. Okay. So the next up we're going to show you is the crankshaft. Now I brought the crankcase back up because this came as a set. So this is a 51mm crankshaft. So it is a stroker, and as you can see, it has the polished connecting rod. It's all weighted and drilled, set and ready to go. It's basically set up as a full circle setup because we're breeding through reeds on this engine. So he has the 8-pedal setup here instead of the 4-pedal setup. So this kit came as crankshaft, crankcase, reed block, and then the big bore intake manifold. So these guys are all designed to work together and flow extremely well. They are also designed to work with that Zuera RR cylinder kit. So you know, again, putting things together that are designed to work together. We like doing that. It just matches easily and works fantastic. Okay, so the last part, since we're talking about engine cases, intake, reeds, and all that, we're going to cover the carburetor. The carburetor is the Pinasco 30 millimeter made by Delorto. And this is the carburetor the guys recommended to be big enough to give him the high-end power, but still be small enough for to have a nice low-end, quick snap and not overpower the engine. So with that 145 setup, 30 millimeter carburetor, this thing is going to bark. It's going to be great. Okay, so the next thing we're going to show is we are going to go with the clutch setup. So Ben decided to go with a power shot, and he went with a power shot and the full racing primary setup. So he's got the primary gear here. Get this guy out. As you can see, this is a beautiful heavy duty billet setup. It's all forged to handle the abuse. All the hardware as well too, all nice heavy duty bits. And wait till you see the clutch. This is a work of beauty. Look at this thing. So you got this orange anodized work of beauty that's full billet setup. And the sad thing is, this hides in the engine. I wish there was a way for us to be able to see it, but there's not because the cover goes on. But the good thing about that is the cover he chose is the only part that's really not Pinasco or OEM. He decided to go with the Crimaz heavy duty lightweight cover. This thing is amazing. I've been to Crimaz. I've met Christian Mazzelli. He's got a great shop, does some amazing stuff. This is a high pressure cast lightweight aluminum piece. As you can see, all the aluminum has been proved. They make sure all the clearances for the bigger clutches are all set up. Even the arm that does the action on the clutch is a nice heavier duty setup. And it's just amazing. And I love the little Crimaz on there. Nice choice. So following with all things Pinasco in this build, the ignition kit is a fly tag. So at least this piece is visible from the outside of the bike, semi-visible. You'll see it through the fan cover. But I love that he went with the orange one, electronic ignition. This has the new Pinasco Ducati style CDI coil and the new style regulator. So Ben's going to do something really cool with his front suspension, and we're not going to talk about that right now. We're just going to talk about this one little piece, which is going to be a very cool part as well. He went with a Pinasco front shock, and we just wanted to show it to you because it is pretty. It is a very nice setup. It is, like a coilover style, fully adjustable. So this is going to be take a little bit of the bounce out of the front end, and he's going to need it to keep that tire on the ground. Okay, so you can't have a Zuera Big Bore kit 145 engine without the Big Bore exhaust. So Ben went with, they have different versions of the pipe, and this is one of the Big Bore kits themselves, but this one is not the nastiest, believe it or not, of all of them. But look at this thing. It is still gonna be nasty. Look at this guy. Isn't that beautiful? Nice Pinasco badge on it and everything. And then in here is the mounting hardware. Comes with all the brackets, all stainless. Everything you're gonna need to hang the guy up. Comes with the manifold that goes to the cylinder head, and it's set up for the Big Bore to match his cylinder. And then here's the silencer. And this is a Euro spec, Euro compliant-ish muffler. So this was going to be loud, but it's not going to be crazy loud, but it is still a flow-through design, as you can see. This is going to be fun. Okay guys, that concludes the unboxing of Ben's super awesome Zuera engine kit. I hope you're as excited about it as we are. We're going to have a lot of fun building that. I really look forward to hearing that thing run and riding it as well too, because it's going to be a fun ride. So like we said before, this is all this stuff was all special ordered for Ben. So we don't stock a lot of this stuff, but we can get it for you. So if there is a small frame kit that you're interested in that Scooterworks doesn't normally carry, we can order it. It takes a little time, but it can be done. Also, if you are looking for large frame stuff, we can do the, like I recently built a 206 small block, which is phenomenal. We can do a 225. We've done a bunch of those this year. We've also done a couple 251s. So when it comes to performance stuff, we've got you covered, especially within the Pinasco category. Like I said, if we don't stock it, it's something we can get for you. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for your time, and stick around, and hopefully you enjoy the next few videos, because this is where the fun starts. Take care.
This is going to be fun, and I can't wait to get started. But in the next video, we are going to tackle everyone's favorite, wiring. Thanks for watching. Until next time.